Hey guys, you're welcome to Kema Freak. I was actually working on a project and it occurred to me that why don't you film it? So here we go. So I'm making this bubble sleeve, exaggerated sleeve. That's just me calling it my own name, really. It's just a big sleeve. If you want to know how, please keep watching. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so and give this video a thumbs up. Okay, before you move on, I made a tutorial on something similar, I think last year or so. But it was just there. So while I was working on this today, I got an inspiration from above to make it in a certain way, which I think makes it look even better. I just love the feel that this is giving me already. I've started one of the sleeve. I'm working on the second one and I'll bring you guys along. So this inspiration made the sleeve look even more fluffy and really beautiful. And I'm making use of 4 yards of fabric. So it's a really big sleeve, 2 yards for each of the sleeve. And I'm folding the 2 yards into 2. That's 1 yard, but unfold. You understand what I mean? I think I've talked too much. Let's just go and continue this work. Here is the organza. I didn't mention that I was using organza fabric. Here's the organza fabric I'm using, and I have folded 2 yards into 2. So I just spread this on the table and I will be making ruffles on it. This first layer of ruffles I'm pinching along the edge, the folded edge, okay? So I'm pinching just a handful. I didn't measure really, but just follow me. So as I'm pinching vertically, that's vertical to the position I'm standing, I'm holding it down with pins so that it stays in place before I tack. So once I'm through with this first layer, I'll move on to the second layer. Now the first layer was pinched vertically. For the second layer, I'll be pinching it horizontally. This just has a way of making the ruffle look fuller, sort of, and the fact that the fabric is on fold also helps, you know, make it less transparent. Also, I'm placing the pinch on this second layer in between the 2 pinches. I don't know what to call it. So I'm placing the pinch on the second layer in between the 2 pinches on the first layer. So I hope you understand what I mean, okay? I'm not putting it in the same position. I'm putting it in between the 2, but on a higher level. I just hope this makes sense. Now for the third layer, I'll be recreating what I did on the first layer, making vertical holds, okay? Just pinching and holding it vertically and in the same position with the first layer. So and so on and so forth. This is what I'll just do throughout the length and width of this fabric. You know, just alternating between the vertical and the horizontal tags. And once I'm through with this, I'll go ahead to the sewing machine to either backstitch a little bit, or I'll use my needle and thread to hold the fabric I pinned together. I'll use needle and thread to hold it. That's hand needle. You can hand sew it, you can machine sew it, but I didn't have so much time, so I opted for machine sewing. I'll just go ahead and tack each of these. You can use a hand needle and thread, but because I'm short of time, I'll be doing mine on the sewing machine. I'll just be back stitching slightly on each of the spaces where I put pins. So I have 2 of this ready, and also created a band for the sleeve, which is this band is 14 inches wide, and that's because I plan on putting elastic which will further shrink it. Here our bubble here has a top and a bottom, right? So I'll be folding this one to accommodate a smaller elastic so that it tightens around the arm, while the upper part is going to hold this. I'm going to put a fusible interface in here, ironing a fusible interface, and I have something like this, and I will sew it and pleat this on it. Okay. This is the lower end of the sleeve, and I want to create a channel for an elastic band. So because that end is folded, it's on fold, so the edges are not rough. So I'm just going to fold it once to create a channel for the elastic band. Here is the channel for the elastic band on the lower part of this sleeve. Okay, you know, I didn't finish sewing this channel so that I can join the sides together before I conclude on the channel. So this end is free still. So I'm going to join this side and sew it down to close up the side seam of the sleeve. Okay, I'll do that and go ahead to weave it so that it appears neat. We don't have this fraying all around our sleeve. For that lower end, I'm using this 1/2 inch elastic band. Okay, I actually want this sleeve very big, that's why it looks like this. So what's next? There's a channel for elastic again, and I've sewn the sides together. I like how this is coming out. Here is the wrist part or the elbow, depending on where you put it, and this is the open end right here. I can just insert. Ooh, what's this? So you can see what we're having here already. It's an off-shoulder sleeve, but very massive, actually quite massive. So, okay guys, so next we'll be pleating this on the band. I've been saying this since, but I haven't quite got into it. So next I'll be creating pleats on the band like I earlier mentioned. I have this elastic band which I'll be inserting one for each of the sleeve through the open end. So I'm just going to hold this end and not allow it loose. So I'm going to fold the free end. That's the part that is not on fold now. The top, let's call it the top of the sleeve. And I just want to shape the side. If you don't know how to make a off-shoulder sleeve, I'll put up a link up above and in the description box. But that's the basic off-shoulder sleeve. Did I call it basic? Well, the off-shoulder sleeve pattern. So you see that the side of that pattern usually have a curve, right? And I've measured the curve on my off-shoulder bodice because this is an off-shoulder sleeve. Okay, I'm not sure I mentioned that earlier on. So the width of the armhole curve on that sleeve is 5.5 inches. So that's basically what I need. Meanwhile, this is the sleeve band. I've not ironed in my interfacing, but I will iron it in and put it on fold like this. Okay, so let's say I get 1 inch width here. What I need more is 4.5 inches. So measure this and make sure it's up, at least up to 4.5 inches. It could be more because you can still pleat on the armhole. Okay, it could be more. After ironing in my interfacing, I will hold this free end of the sleeve and create gathers or pleats on the sleeve band. Okay, so we're going to gather this on the sleeve band, okay, before inserting the elastic. So let me just go ahead and do that. So now that I have these and I have the band here, we're just going to put in this 1 inch elastic band, holding it down with a safety pin. You can see how massive this sleeve is. So now I'm ready to attach this to the armhole curve of my off-shoulder dress. Okay, this is for an off-shoulder dress, but you can treat this the same way with a basic sleeve. It just won't have a band here, right? And I'll show you guys the final look. I hope I have not succeeded in boring you. Here is the final look. It really looked great from my own perspective. What do you think, guys? Drop your comment in the comment section. Are you going to give this a try? If you do, please tag Camera Freak Fashion on Instagram. Link to my Instagram page will be in the description box. Follow us if you haven't. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.